Right, so I may have spent a slightly ridiculous amount of time playing DayZ. But hey, can you blame me? Zombie survival games are just too damn fun. But let's be honest, having a PC solely for DayZ is like having a car just to drive in circles around a house. So here are 5 games like DayZ that you might enjoy. But before we dive in, let me explain why I picked these games. Because, let's be honest, there is no other games just like DayZ. But here are some rules I've picked to make sure the games are pretty similar. It has to be a post-apocalyptic open world game, it has both PvE and PvP elements and is playable online, it should include survival elements such as hunger, thirst and sickness, it's a loot-based game with obvious gear progression system, and it needs to have enemy AI, whether it's infected, wild animals or people who fight back. So without further delay, let's begin with the game that bears a strong resemblance to DayZ, which is Scum. The game is all about survival, action, and most importantly, poop. That's right, your character actually has to go to the bathroom. But don't worry, it's all part of the fun. In Scum, you're dropped onto a massive island filled with other players and deadly threats. Your goal? Stay alive, gather resources, and ultimately become the biggest badass on the island. From fishing, hunting wildlife, to crafting weapons, there's plenty to keep you busy. Oh, and did I mention the insane character customization? You can literally adjust everything from muscle mass to private parts. It's wild. Game also has a skill system that allows players to level up various attributes and abilities such as shooting, survival, and crafting by earning experience through gameplay. You can also sharpen some of your skills at your base, like lockpicking or archery. Oh, lockpicking in Scum is a must-do. Whether you're cracking car doors, boxes, or even base gates, you can do it all. Improving your lockpicking skills is key to success in the game. Oh, right, in Scum, you can build some crazy bases to stash your loot or grow some veggies, if you're into that kind of thing. This game is all about long-term survival, so keeping your character in top shape means keeping an eye on what you eat. It's got an insane metabolism feature, so when you check out that menu, you'll be greeted by a totally wild dashboard. It's perfect for all you diet perfectionists out there who want to min-max your food intake. When it comes to endgame gear, bunkers are your go-to. These underground military hangouts are packed with guns, bullets, and all sorts of military stuff. Each square grid on Scum Island has a high-tech bunker, while there are also World War II bunkers scattered around the map. Just keep an eye on those massive sentries. If you're short on time, but still want to get your survival fix, Deadside is the game for you. No need to spend countless hours grinding, just jump in, maybe team up with some friends and get right into the action. Deadside is a multiplayer shooter with a massive open world, with a variety of gameplay options. It strikes a good balance between challenging fast-paced action and survival. Unlike other games, Deadside keeps things real, without any zombies or crazy stuff, focusing on what's it like to survive in a post-apocalyptic world where everyone shoots at you. The main focus of the game is looting and taking down bandits, but there are also missions available for everyone on the map to join and to make a difference in battle. These missions come in different difficulty tiers, increasing in challenge as you progress. Deadside has a huge open world filled with forests, mountains, lakes, military bases, and ghost towns. You've got 225 square kilometers to explore, with plenty of railways, roads, and rivers to navigate through. However, boats are the primary mode of transportation in Deadside, ranging from basic paddle boats to swamp hoverboats. The game also lets you build bases to store your loot, craft, and repair your items. While the base building may seem simple, the raiding system is really cool. You can only get raided while you're online and playing. Let me explain. When you get defeated in PvP, you drop a raid token that allows others to raid your base within a limited time. This means you can say goodbye to logging in to find your base raided while you're offline, because while you're asleep, your base is invincible. The game also includes survival aspects that are quite entertaining, like duck hunting. There's a bird whistle you can use near reeds to lure the ducks out and shoot them out of the sky. It's great practice for your shooting skills, although you won't really need it. In Deadside, you will be shooting a lot. Survive the Nights is like a hidden treasure in the survival games world that seems to have been overlooked by so many. It's been in early access for what feels like forever, but its uniqueness sets it apart from all the other survival games out there. Lately, the devs have been on a roll, constantly pumping out updates that always bring something completely game-changing and major improvements. The game is like a wild, open-world survival playground set in a post-apocalyptic world where players have to scrounge, build, fortify, and battle it out to stay alive against hordes of infected and other players. But just a heads up, at night, the zombies come out to play in bigger groups and with super keen senses. And trust me, once they catch sight of you, they'll sprint right after you or start trying to break down your safe spot. It can get pretty intense when they're banging on the door, just like a classic zombie movie. The base building in this game is amazing. You can turn any old building in a badass base, or roll around in an RV like a bandit, stealing everybody's beans. You can clear out, fortify windows, and put locks on any door. And you can set up traps and fortifications outside to keep the zombies at bay. Customizing vehicles is a blast. Whether you want a decked out RV for a life on the road or a Mad Max inspired car, the possibilities are endless. You can customize both the inside and the outside of your ride, making it perfect for any adventure or scavenger hunt on your journey. Let your imagination run wild as you personalize your vehicle for any mission that comes your way. If you fancy yourself a master builder in survival games, give 7 Days to Die a shot. This game lets you construct a fortress to protect yourself from all the brain-hungry zombies out there. It's been in the work for ages, but they've recently released the 1.0 version. The game is a mix of base building and standard survival stuff. You start out gathering resources and making weapons to fight off zombies. The enemies in the game are varied, from a pretty big variety of zombies to crazy wildlife. Coming up with strategies to overcome these foes is a big part of the gameplay. The weapons are pretty standard, with bows, guns, and axes at your disposal. Each weapon feels balanced, and the difficulty increases as you progress through the game. In 7 Days to Die, it's all about creating the ultimate zombie-proof fortress for when shit hits the fan. There are over 800 in-game items and 1300 building blocks, plus a painting system that lets your imagination run wild. The game has amazing physics for building, but people have found a way to break the rules of physics, which led to some wild creations. Every 7 days, a massive horde comes to wreck your base and eat your face. Each horde gets tougher and tougher, so make sure your base is up to snuff. Oh man, PvP in this game is like a whole new level of crazy. No one builds above ground bases anymore. It's all about those sneaky underground bunkers. They even cover up the access hole with dirt or rock to blend in with the biome. And if you stumble upon an above ground base, chances are it's just a cleverly disguised death trap. Also, don't trust anyone. They might act all friendly just to shoot you in the face and snatch your loot. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, my friend. Project Zomboid is basically the ultimate choose-your-own-death adventure. No matter which way you turn, you're bound to end up as zombie food at some point. But hey, at least you get to start over, right? Forget about wimpy zombie numbers like in other games. Project Zomboid throws you into the deep end with hordes of zombies that are just itching to take a bite of you. And trust me, they will. This game does not hold your hand. Oh no, it punishes you for every little mistake you make. Leave a stove on, good luck dealing with the fire. Forget to bandage up a scratch, say hello to infection. Jump through a window without checking for broken glass, congratulations, you've just won a nice supply of cuts and bruises. But hey, at least you can learn from your mistakes. Or not, considering how many times you're going to die. But honestly, that's the part of the charm of Project Zomboid. You're not supposed to breeze through the game like it's a walk in a park. You're supposed to struggle, to feel the fear of every decision you make. And let's talk about surviving in this game. It's not just about killing zombies left and right. No, sir. You've got to worry about eating, staying hydrated, finding shelter, and dealing with the constant threat of the undead knocking on your door. And let me tell you, they're not asking politely to borrow a cup of sugar. There's also skills like carpentry, first aid, and even sneaking around like a cat burglar. It's like a weirdly specific set of skills that you probably never thought thought you'd need in real life, but hey, when the undead come knocking, you'll be glad you brushed up your sawing and hammering skills. And it's not just about survival skills either. Your character can also level up stuff like cooking and farming, because apparently even in the middle of a zombie apocalypse you gotta eat right. So while everyone else is out there running for their lives, you'll be chilling in your safe house, whipping up a gourmet meal with whatever canned goods you can scavenge. The realism in this game is no joke. Firearms aren't just for show, they make noise that attract more zombies. Ammo is as scarce as a sunny day in England, and you have to keep track of every single bullet in your mag. It's enough to make you sweat as you sneak around, trying not to draw attention to yourself, and trust me, you'll be sweating a lot in this game. But it's not just zombies you have to worry about. The environment itself is out to get you. Power outages plunge you into darkness, water shortages have you chugging whatever liquid you can find, and loud noises will have you running for your life from a suddenly appeared horde. It's a constant battle for survival, and it's absolutely thrilling. Oh, and I already know what you're thinking. I can't stand top-down games, and to be honest, when I first saw the isometric view, I wasn't a fan. But once you actually start playing, you get used to it pretty quickly. You'll even forget about the camera angle because there's so much happening in the game. Looking to mix things up in Project Zomboid? Try out some PvP action. On dedicated servers, you can team up with fellow survivors to take down the undead, or go head to head with other players. Just be careful, because when push comes to shove, it's every man for himself. And let's not forget how tough those zombies are. Facing off against another player might be the last thing you want to do. Oh, and once you're dead for good. Say goodbye to all that loot and gear, and most importantly, those hard-earned skills. So why is Project Zomboid the best zombie survival game out there? Because it's not afraid to kick your butt over and over again. It's intense, it's immersive, and best of all, it's a whole lot of fun. Just prepare to die. A lot. Now, before I wrap this one up, I just wanted to quickly mention two more survival games that I think are pretty solid. Have you tried The Isle? It's a super basic survival game where you get to be a dinosaur and just focus on staying alive and growing from a little baby to a full-grown adult. Your main goals are making sure you have enough food and water and picking the right diet. But it's incredible how you're clearly unable to communicate with the other dinosaurs, so you have to resort to signals and calls to communicate. Every other dinosaur on the map is another player, so you can try and join a pack and stick with them for safety, or take your chances alone. Once Human is another cool game. It's not your average survival game, but more like an MMO with a post-apocalyptic Lovecraftian twist. You can build bases, team up with friends, and take on challenging bosses from different dimensions. It's packed with dungeons, open world PvE and PvP. Basically, it has everything you could want in a game. And the best part, it's totally free to play. The developers have also promised no pay-to-win elements, so you can enjoy the game without worrying about spending extra money. Well, this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, don't forget to drop your DayZ-like games in the comments. Let me know what I've missed. If you want to chat with me and other members from our community, or even play a few games together, be sure to join my Discord server. You can also drop by my Twitch live streams. I usually stream 4 days a week, and there's plenty of survival games we're constantly checking out. I can't wait to hang out with you all. Thanks again, and have a great day.